Hey guys, I want to talk briefly about DRIVECLUB. Now, the gameplay you're watching is actually a gameplay I've had on my hard drive for a long time. It's been sitting on my laptop for months, so I think this gameplay is before they even released the weather update. This is a very old gameplay. I just thought I'd use it for background. But DRIVECLUB, it's a very curious case. On the one hand, I'm glad that DRIVECLUB has received all the updates and fixes that it has, and it has turned into a pretty damn good racing game. I really enjoy it now. I think it's actually a really good game now. But when it launched, it was not a really good game. Yes, the graphics were impressive, but it lacked content, the online was broken, and half the features that were supposed to be in the game weren't, like the weather effects. Standard features like replay modes and photo modes were not in the game. They are now. And, it struck me as a complete fail on Sony and Evolution Studios' part. And those of you who followed my old channel might remember that really angry rage video I made, which I later regretted. I went a little too hard on the game and I was, really out of control. But that came from... was that I bought the game, spent $50 because I bought it digitally, spent $50 on the game. I got it was $10 off for PlayStation Plus members, and the game was delayed for 11 months, and I still to this day don't understand how you would delay a game for almost a year, a game that was supposed to have been a launch title, and have it come out as broken as it was. Now, the online, a lot of people think it was just the multiplayer. Oh, you couldn't play multiplayer. It actually was even worse than that, because there are these in-game challenges called face-offs in the game that are an online component, and they help you earn more XP. And at launch, that wasn't working most of the time. And so you would rank up, even in single player, really slow. And that was another thing that just drove me up a wall. Now, the question is, right? The big question is it okay to release a game this way? To release it half finished and then have it get patches and updates later that essentially turn it into a complete experience? And I would argue, other than under the hood customization, body customization, and Japanese cars, the game is finished now. It is a very solid, complete game with absolutely stunning visuals. One of the most immersive racing games I've ever played now. But when it came out, that wasn't the case. It was an underwhelming mess. And, my score then, I think, what did I give it, a 5 or a 6? My score now would be an 8. You know what I'm saying? I can't give it a 9 or a 10 because it is still lacking certain things. But it is a solid game now, in my opinion. But is it okay to release games in the condition that was in and patch them and update them later? Now, we've seen games release buggy and get patches to fix it, but I've really never seen a game get so many more features like DRIVECLUB has. I mean, DRIVECLUB has a whole new country now, Japan, which has a whole bunch of new tracks. They added new tracks to every other existing country. They added, I think there's like 8 or 9 more cars now that were free, that weren't even paid DLC. There's a lot more content in the game now than there was at launch. And again, the weather effects, that changed everything. When I first saw the rain and on the windshield, or whether you drive in third person or driving in the cockpit view, whatever, the weather effects are mind-blowing in DRIVECLUB, like nothing I've ever seen. And it was truly, for me, that real next-gen moment that I had been waiting for. Up until that point, I felt like every game I had played was simply a prettier version, a sharper-looking version of last gen, whereas these weather effects clearly could not be done on last gen and absolutely blew my mind. But I want to ask you guys, tell me in the comments, is it okay to release a game broken, unfinished, lacking content, only to add content later? Do you think that, is it okay being that, well, you're going to get a complete game, but you're paying a full price for a game that is not complete? I personally lean towards that it is not okay. I don't think it's all right to release a game like that and only to finish it later. Am I glad that DRIVECLUB has received all the updates and has become a good game? Yes, I am. I am glad about that. Obviously, I wouldn't rather it still be in shit condition, but I don't think this was the right way to do it. I think that Evolution and Sony need to take a lesson from this. I know that Evolution has cut a lot of staff members, so we'll see. I don't even know what their future even is. Will there be a sequel to Drive Club? I don't know. And if there is, they better release a finished game. So that's it, guys. Tell me what you think. I think most of you are probably going to agree with me that it was not okay to do it this way. But maybe some of you won't. Maybe some of you think, well, as long as they update it and add those features later, it's okay. Because there were people defending Drive Club when it came out. That's it, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.